tune in. So, as you guys know, I do house calls. I go all across the nation mentoring children. I'm a prison prevention specialist and I go everywhere. And I mean, literally all 50 states mentoring children. I've been doing this business for 10 years. I come from Detroit, Michigan. I spent half my life, or 20 years of my life, in prison for vehicular armed robbery. I stole a car at gunpoint when I was 19 years old. I come from a great family. My father was a Motown funk brother. He played with Marvin Gaye, the saxophone on Let's Get It On and What's Going On and Mercy, Mercy Me and the Dramatics and the Temptations. My father played the sax on most of those albums, those songs. So I come from very good stock. It didn't stop me from making a boneheaded decision one day and committing an armed robbery and stealing someone's car. And they body slammed me and gave me 20 years of my life in prison, and I served every bit of it. When I came home, I saw how horrible our communities were, particularly the Black community. I saw our young men that were more brazen than at any time in my life. I saw our women being more defiled and degraded than any time in my life. Crime was on the rise. Young children were being murdered. Young girls were being raped. And it was a total mind shock of what I was seeing when I came home. Over the past 10 years, I have noticed a dramatic increase in more of our children being slain by our own kind, our own people, our own race, Black people. This is something I've been doing for a very long time. So please understand that what I'm about to say is not coming from something that I think or something that someone has told me. What I am about to say is facts and it's what I know to be true. We, the Black community, are failing our children, and we are the number one murderers of our children. We are Black people. We are the number one cause of our children being slain in the streets daily. It becomes a very difficult argument to blame the other race. Very difficult to blame them for all the things that are happening in the Black community when I know for a fact, a statistical fact, that the number one killer of Black people are Black people. That is a fact. Now we can say that we know that others, they have a role to play in a lot of things that are happening in the Black community. We know that the financial separation from those who have to those who have not is a huge gap. We understand that. We understand those who hold the reins. I get that. But we cannot continue to blame others for things that we are doing today as adults. As adults, let me give you some examples. You can go to a concert, one of the most packed concerts right now in America, and you will see some homosexual get on stage and turn his behind to the people and start twerking. Our people will go in rage and just start yelling and applauding and oh, everybody's screaming and so we're so into that. Yeah, it's such a great thing. We're applauding it. Nobody says nothing. Some have asked me, well, why do you have such a problem with the gay community? Why do you feel that that is a problem that's creating so much havoc in the Black community? Let me explain. You have young boys today that I have done so many house calls with that have actually contemplated suicide, literally contemplated suicide because they were so confused on trying to understand why are people telling them that it's okay for them if they want to be a girl to be a girl or act like a girl, it's okay to be a girl when their fathers are telling them something completely different, when their biology is telling them something completely different. I have literally done hundreds of house calls with confused Black boys who are confused on their gender and their identity and what their fathers may be teaching them as far as what little boys should behave like or what little boys should act like or look like. And they're getting a completely different narrative from social media and also from the school. Now, I'm not telling you, again, what I think. I'm telling you what I've done. Hundreds of these kind of house calls where kids are literally contemplating, boys, because they're so confused and been so bullied in school with not accepting them being treated like a girl or acting like a girl. That's a problem. It is a problem when you go to a concert and now at these rap concerts, little boys, this particular one little boy, I will not name because I don't want to, he's a child. So I don't want to bring him under scrutiny because he's only 10 years old. This little boy goes at a concert and they're bringing him on stage. He is rapping about receiving head. He is rapping about having sex with women, and he's holding wads of cash, wads of money in his hands, and he's gyrating the money as if he's pumping it. And the whole crowd exploded in applause, loving it. I'm looking at this madness in total shock. There was not one white person in the audience, not one Mexican. I didn't see not one other nationality. There was a sea of Black people, Black women and grown men at a rap concert for adults where a 10-year-old boy comes out on the damn stage rapping about head and sex and money and murder. And everybody in the damn audience erupted into applauding. That's a problem. I am so tired of Black people not stepping up. I am so tired of seeing so many multimillionaires in the United States of America who have so-called power and prestige with the people do not pour that money back into the community of young Black children who are struggling and suffering and being badly misled, and they do nothing with their money to contribute to helping children in the hood. Sure, we see some that do food banks. Sure, some of them donate money to particular organizations. But if I'm a so-called multimillionaire, billionaire, and I'm still seeing the communities of Chicago, of Detroit, of Atlanta suffering the way we're suffering, with the murder rate exploding, and we have all these Black millionaires, all these Black wealthy athletes and basketball players and actors and entertainers, and we are not rising from the pit of hell because most of it could be stopped. Most of it. If we used our resources properly, pooled them together, and did something for the Black community, for these Black kids. Now, you can agree or disagree. I'm telling you what is the truth. We are not doing anything to help our Black children from the crap that they are going through and how fast these kids are being murdered. Not enough Black people are stepping up to speak out against this crap and do something about it. To do something about it. It is sad. The drugs that are being poured through our communities. Nobody does anything about it. We promote this crap. And we promote it through social media. A lot of us are listening to music and are buying albums and putting money in these people's pockets who promote death and materialism over our children. We are putting money into these rappers' hands, who most of them are promoting death and destruction to the Black community for their own. We're lining their pockets while they're promoting death to our children. Please help me make that make sense. We're doing that. See, when I look on TV, I don't see too many white kids, even though I'm sure they do it. I don't see too many white young 10-year-old boys come out on the stage talking about, rapping about getting head and sex with a wad of cash and talking about murdering somebody in front of an audience, a sea of white people. Does it happen? I'm sure somewhere it probably does happen. But damn it, it ain't happening like we're doing in our community. It ain't happening at the rate that Black people are exploiting their children and doing that crap and think it's cute. I don't see white people doing that like that. Yeah, they got their issues. Yeah, they do crap too. You damn right they do. But I'm talking about how we promote our crap, how we don't even try to hide our crap, and how we milk and utilize our children, exploit our own children for the purpose of getting money. They don't do that like that. They're not about to allow that in their community. Hell, I don't even see the Mexicans do it. The Indians, I don't see nobody do it. But we do that to each other. We exploit one another. And I'm telling you that if this madness does not stop immediately, please hear me. If this madness with the Black community does not stop immediately, we are doomed as a race of people. There's no coming back from this. I get house calls every day from parents that are struggling with 6, 5, and 4-year-olds. Hundreds of them. This ain't no isolated incident. This ain't like I get these regularly. I just received over 4,000 house calls in a week across the nation. I can't even respond to all the emails. My team, we can't even respond to all the emails in 24 hours as we promised, because we're so overwhelmed with freaking emails across the country from families struggling with 6, 5, and 4-year-olds. And they're Black kids. Before you get that twisted, that Black kids don't. Yeah, they do. Talking about, well, that's got to be from a white family. A white family must not be No, they're Black families. I get them from white families too, but these are mostly from Black families who are struggling with their 4, 5, and 6-year-old children, who are pulling knives on their parents, who are weaponizing the police and CPS against their parents to get their way. I deal with this daily. So it is very frustrating to a person like me who is putting his life on the line daily, trying to save people's lives, and we are made to look like nothing but buffoons. That's all we care about. We don't care about saving kids' lives. We don't care about doing the work that the prison doctor does. We only care about laughing at jokes and being entertained and making fun of other people, or watching basketball, or going to a damn concert, or popping our ass on the weekend, or twerking on some damn Instagram video to get some damn likes. That ain't them, that's us. That's us all over social media degrading our women. That's us all over the airwaves calling our women bitches and hoes. That's us all at the concerts exploiting 10-year-olds at concerts for money. That's us doing that. That ain't them, that's us. So I'm wondering, when are we going to stand up? When are we going to say enough is enough? When are we going to pool our resources together as other people do to do something for ourselves? When is that time going to happen? If it don't happen now, we are doomed. Now you mark my words. You mark my words. I'm telling you what I know. If we do not pool our resources together now and start calling out those idiots who are degrading our children and making a mockery of our race and exploiting our women And those women that exploit themselves, call their asses out, unfollow them. Stop following them. Hurt their pockets. Stop paying for the tickets to go to their damn concerts. Hurt their pockets. Stop buying their music. Why are you buying music? Why are you spending money on someone calling your daughters bitches and hoes? You're okay with that as a black mother? You're okay with that as a black father? You're fine with that? Are you? I get that a lot of parents are young. And I'm a little bit old school. I get it. But you cannot tell me that you as a 25-year-old parent or 30-year-old parent are okay with somebody calling your child, your daughter, a hoe. You want to fight saying if somebody calls my daughter a hoe in her face, it's going down. They better not call my daughter no bitch to her face. But they're doing it on the airwaves, and you're fine with that, as long as it ain't in her face, huh? Or as long as they're calling some other little black girl a bitch or a hoe, you're fine with that, as long as it ain't your daughter. You're pathetic. You're freaking pathetic. You should be ashamed of yourself. Our race is better than this. We are a better people than what we are demonstrating. We come from a lineage of kings and queens who helped build this world, this nation that we live in. To be reduced to bitches and hoes is despicable, disgraceful, and you should be a damn ashamed of yourself. I'm out here fighting to save kids, and you're killing them. So understand my pain. I put my life on the line, flying from damn state to state. For nothing damn near. Walking into homes that I don't know what the hell I'm walking into. I'm out here saving lives, and you're out here killing the damn lives I'm trying to save. This ain't about money for me. And I'm sick of it. And I've had it with my people. You want to blame every damn body else, but you ain't clean up your own damn backyard. You have resources, you have money, you have power, you have influence, but yet you don't use them. You say you love black people? Then why do you destroy our own? You say you love black people? Why do you spend money with the white man, with the Jewish man, with the Mexican man? You don't put nothing in the black community. The only thing you spend in the black community is when you go to the damn liquor store to buy liquor. You don't want to buy your vegetables from the black community. You don't want to shop at a black community. You don't want to go to the appliance store in the black community. You go way out in the damn suburbs somewhere. But yet you want to say you love black people. You for your people. You a damn lie. Because if you was for your people, you would be willing to die for your people. At the very least, do something about the condition that our children are in today. What are you doing? What are you doing? Pick up a phone. Call a neighbor who has a struggling child and mentor that child. Give 10 minutes of your damn day to maybe mentor that child. Hell, start with your own. Instead of coming home from work and sending your kids upstairs to the damn room to play video games while you're outside or you on the phone or on Instagram or TikTok, maybe you should start with your own damn family and spend time with them. That will help. Talk about you love black people, but yet you see the decay of our people right now. I'm not the only one to see this madness. You see the decay in our communities right now. You see it, and it's with the black community, but yet we ain't doing nothing about it. We so busy entertaining. We so busy applauding and laughing and giggling at every damn thing, making fun of every damn thing, while they're slipping a Mickey on you. You boasting about the money you got. You making stacks, money. You so concerned with money. This stuff ain't about to mean nothing. This ain't got no value. In a minute, while they doing stocks and bonds and getting property, you talking about I got a bankroll. You got a little 10-year-old on the damn camera. He got a bankroll. He popping money. You're like, fucking was. Are you serious? You're setting that kid up. You're destroying that kid because you're making him think that this is valuable. You're making him think that this is valuable. This ain't nothing. This is not valuable. Your life is valuable. Your people is valuable. Your future is valuable. That stuff is about to go to zero. It's already at zero. What do you think Russia and Japan about to do right now? This stuff don't about to start meaning nothing over there. Once it means nothing over there, guess what? It don't mean nothing over here either. The hell you doing? Talking about you getting money. I'm getting money. I'm getting this. I got green. I got green. This stuff about to mean nothing. Damn shame. Teach them about real estate. Buy some land. Get some damn animals. Teach them about stocks and bonds. You teaching them about money. Teach them about God. It's a damn shame what we're doing to our own people. So I just want you to know that we are in a national crisis. Black people. I love all. Let me make this perfectly clear. The prison doctor loves all people. Make no mistake. I don't give a damn. You can be a racist if you want to. That's stupid. I love white people, Mexican people, green people, blue people, people on Mars, people on Pluto, people on. I love all people. You understand? But I'm talking about our people right now. And we are dropping the freaking ball. And I'm telling you, we are in a national crisis. This crap is happening. Are you watching how these black kids are just ravaging stores now? And it's spreading, it's becoming a pandemic all over the nation. They're looting, they're robbing, they're stealing, and they're murdering all over the freaking country. And if you think that this is just going to go away by itself and it's not about to get worse and your kids are not going to pay a price when your ass die and you leave them behind, if you think that this is not going to drastically affect their lives, you are lost in space. You are lost. So I'm just telling you, until we get it together, nothing is going to come together for us. Nobody's going to save us. Nobody. Ain't nobody else going to save us. We have to save ourselves. So this is my suggestion before I take in some callers, because I want some of you guys to call in. I'm going to take some callers and I'm going to ask some questions. And I want you to feel free to ask me whatever you want. Okay, I'm about to do that in a moment. But let me just tell you something real quick. We have to stop this. A good start to stopping this is to stop supporting rap music that calls women bitches and hoes. I know the young generation, you may be okay with that and saying I'm overreacting. That's a normal word. It's okay. You know, I'm just suggesting a good start is to change that narrative. We have to stop calling ourselves bitches and hoes, because when you call someone that, they begin to think that that's what they are, a bitch, something that's lewd or promiscuous, something that's low. I'm suggesting start forcing people to address us as kings and queens, because that's who we are. Force them to start calling you kings and queens. That's your legacy. That's your history. I'm not making this up. Why would you not want somebody to call you by what you are? You are a king. You are a queen, sister. You are not a bitch or a hoe. Stop buying their music. 1. 2, stop letting this transgender crap filter through our children, and they push that narrative on our kids and tell you you have no right to say nothing about me teaching your child about transgender or homosexuality. Hey, if they want to do that stuff, hey, that's on them. Okay? I love my gay community. I love my transgender community. I do not hate them. I hate their action, because their action goes against God. Now, what they want to do in their private life, hey, they got to deal with God on that. But I'm saying I got a problem when you want to force that crap on my child in school and tell me as a parent I don't have no right to say nothing about that crap. And you're going to allow that to happen, parent? You out your damn mind, not me. I'll homeschool mine before that happened. You understand? Stop watching programming that calls women bitches and hoes and that are so over-sexualized that it is almost like a porn movie. Stop watching that crap. Be strong. Be disciplined in your sexual nature. You're so weak that you just gravitate to any ass shaking that you gotta glue in on it to see it. You're so weak that you just attract to any ass you see, any flesh. You just can't turn the channel. You can't look at Instagram and bypass a beautiful woman when you got one at home. You that weak, brother, king? Let's start there. Stop supporting the BS. Do it for your children, if not for yourself. Because I'm telling you that our children are being destroyed because of this over-sexualized society that we're in. Stop the foolishness. You are mature enough as a 23-year-old mother or father to know right from wrong. Stop being a damn follower and just going with the flow of life. This is about our children, and they are paying a heavy penalty because of what you are not doing as a parent. Spread this message to every freaking body on the damn planet that I'm calling them out, and you need to join me and call their ass too out on your social media. Call these people out for this BS they're doing to our people and our kids. We're better than this. We're more than this. God expects more of us than this. Your children expect more from you, mommy, daddy. You are letting your own children down with your over-sexualized ass. I'm going to go ahead and take some callers. Just let them in. Prison doctor, can you hear me? Hello? I got somebody on, caller. I hear the radio in the background. Can you turn your radio, mute your radio, please? You call in, go on my Instagram live, and you can call in through my Instagram live. Okay, you're on, caller. Can you hear me? Caller, are you there? So I'm going to keep going till we get this technical thing. We're trying to get these callers on. We got a flood of callers trying to call in. People need to respect your time. Okay, we have a caller on. Hi, young lady. How are you? What's your name?
Hey, I'm Dr. J. How are you?
Hi, Dr. J. How are you? What's your question, honey?
Well, I'm listening to you, and I wanted to say the things you've been saying are amazing. I'm a high school teacher. I'm around young black men all day, and so I hear what you're saying, and I've heard some of it before. And I just want to know if you have a plan. Is there something as an educator? I have of 96 students, I have 74 young black men. And so I want to make sure I do the best job that I can to support them and what they're going through. I raised my boys sometimes with their father, sometimes without. So I just again want to find out from what you suggest. I watch your videos. I see what you're trying to do. I commend what you're doing. I share that with my kids.
Thank you.
Just looking to see what I can do as an educator in the classroom.
Thank you. That's a great question, Doc. So what I would suggest is teach truth. There's never been any great war no great war that's ever been won without sacrifice. There's never been no great war in history that has ever been won without sacrifice. Now, some of us are in positions where we feel that we can't do without that particular job. Some people feel that they have no choice but to go with the narrative that the education or the board of education is pushing on our teachers. And I understand it. I really do. You guys are great. You're on the battlefield just like I am. You're taking a lot of punches. A lot of you are against a lot of things that the board of education is trying to push on our children, but you feel like your hands are tied. My suggestion is this: teach truth to power and teach truth to your children at all times, at all costs, whatever that cost may be. Because see, what they try to do is they're trying to put us in such a box, a corner, where you almost can't do anything but what they say. See, to me, that's slavery. See, that's going back in time. We cannot be back in a box. We're not going backwards. And that's what they'll try to do. So what I'm suggesting is whatever that sacrifice may have to be for the sake of the children and truth, you may have to make that sacrifice. That is the best. And it's a hard thing to say to someone who, their livelihood may be based upon their job. They have a family they got to feed. But because these laws are just being pushed down our throat and you almost cannot do anything about it. You understand? It's gonna take some sacrifices. Some people are going to have to be martyrs. You know what I mean? Some people just got to be martyrs. You know what I mean? For the sake of our children. But we've done this to ourselves. We're in this position we're in that right now. And I'm sad and hurtful to say that to another Black woman, that you may have to be that sacrificing person. That hurts me to say that to you, sister, queen. You understand? But because we have let the ball drop and we've done nothing about this crap, it is out of control. And that's what I'm trying to get my viewers to see, is that we are in such a bad condition right now that until we make those ultimate sacrifices, even with our life, to save these children, we are in trouble. And I am not exaggerating. They are passing laws, as you know, where they are telling you you have no choice but to teach this stuff and accept it. Even though you know it's wrong, it may be against your religion, your belief, your principles, but they are telling you in order to keep this job, you better do as I say do, or you're fired. I get that is a very hard position to be in, but I'm telling you, sister, because of the state and condition of our children right now, it's going to take some martyrs and it's going to take some people that's going to sacrifice. That's the best advice I can give you, sister. In the interim, teach truth to power, teach your children truth, and you stand on it no matter what.
Yeah, I've had to make some moves doing that. So I'm glad that you said it. It confirms what I'm already doing. And so I will continue to do that. I realize there's so much out there in media. You think the kids are getting in, they're watching these, but they are not watching the content that's what they consider to be woke or letting them know about our history. Today, I'm teaching about Mesopotamia. My kids, I start with a map and saying, hey, this map isn't even the right map. But I have to let them find it because I can't say it. I can just put the evidence there in hopes that the kids grasp it or lead them into it. So that confirms that I'm doing the right thing. And so I appreciate hearing that from you. That really means a lot.
Yeah, the reality is they're taking history. They're taking history out of schools. Black history. They're taking music, which deals with the creative thinking, out of schools. They're taking home ed out of schools. They're taking engineering. They're taking all kind of things that dealt with the creative thinking and things that we could use innately to be able to survive. You know what I mean? Through home ed, through sewing, through music, creative thinking, right? A lot of things they're taking. Black history, they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. So because we are the responsible adults and we are the protectors of our children, and that we are responsible for the lives and the security and the education of our children, it is incumbent upon us to do the right thing by them, even at the cost of your life. That is what it has to be. Because I will not, listen, I'm not dancing where there's no music. I'm not singing I will die to protect my child. And I mean that with all my life. And they can bring it, whatever, period.
I feel the same way. Yeah, definitely. You hit it right on the head. Everything you said, again, I stand by it. I've been in education for 10 years. I just recently transferred to a new school this year. for the same reason, watching my kids die, kids commit suicide, and have them say that I can't hug a kid and I can't be close to a parent or I shouldn't give out my personal number. It's just beyond me. And so I'm willing to make those moves. And I will definitely continue to participate in the conversation on all levels and in the action, because that's what's most important. I have educators who will advocate for a current issues class and not an ethics class or ethnic studies class.
Ridiculous.
Or not an African American studies class when it's available to get to choose a subject that doesn't even have a textbook or a curriculum.
Ridiculous.
Department chairs.
Yeah, I'm listen, go. Sis, I have a lot of resources with charter schools. I have a large team of people that are part of my organization. If you need any kind of help, just DM me on the side or give me a call at my 1-800 number. I'll put you on the phone with one of my staff members. And if we can help you in any kind of way, ma'am, you'd be surprised at what we can do, because God moves mountains. You understand? But we're not about to be captive, teaching our children poison and death and destruction. We're not doing that. Those days are over with. So please DM me. Anything I can do for you, I'm here for you. Believe me when I tell you, I will help you.
Thank you so much. I'll do that right now.
Thank you, ma'am. Next caller, please. It's got to stop, people. And I'm going to tell you something else. I'm not a Democratic guy. I'm not saying I'm a Republican one either, right? But I'm going to tell you, do not be fooled by the Democratic Party under the current administration. And I'm not political. I'm speaking the truth concerning our children. You understand? Next caller. I also want to thank you guys real briefly for taking us over 100 million views worldwide. I want to thank all my followers, my supporters, well-wishers. You have done it for me, and I will never forget that. So whatever comes of the Prison Doctor organization, whether we, on TV very soon, hint, hint, I will never forget you, because it is because of you guys that we have literally made it over 100 million views worldwide. Our social media platform is viral everywhere. If you go on TikTok, the Prison Doctor, the prisondr.org, you'll see my TikTok. All our videos go viral. I think we got maybe 2 videos that didn't go viral. The rest of them are like 25, 26 million views on one video, 8 million, 2 million. So thank you guys for that. It's because of you. Hi, caller. Prison Doctor here. Got about 20 more minutes for callers, questions, or anybody has questions. I see a lot of people trying to join in. Hi, caller. You have the Prison Doctor here. How can I help you?
Oh, I'm from Louisiana. My name is Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
And I want to let you know I appreciate just listening and tuning to you. Just so much going on in Louisiana. And if you have been updated about what's going on constantly, we have the same problems here with each young generation of children. It's just so sad, it's like what I had typed to you. I'm tired of being sick and tired. That I want to reach out and just want to hug them. Tell me everything will be all right. Just stay focused, control your own mind, your own thought, and stay away from that wrong toxic environment. Now, I always tell myself, if you listen, it take you a long way. Just stay in school, stay focused. We have so many dropping out. And Doc, I can tell you this, since I didn't realize until I was like in 4th grade. You understand what I'm saying? That parents in the training, they have to go to school that they want to. I couldn't understand that. But I want you to know I had taught in elementary schools, in the middle schools, when my girls was going to school, and I learned so much just watching. It's not about just they come to school and showing, acting out, but that environment that it was, bringing up in. So I'll just be so blessed to know that my mother, especially my father, no nonsense parents I hate.
Well, I'm going to tell you, ma'am, you're absolutely correct in what you said. And it's very soothing to hear that old school type of love like that. I want to thank you so much for your call. And if I can ever do anything, just feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much for your call, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Next caller, please. Thank you guys for tuning in with me and holding on. We got about another 15 minutes, so please feel free to call in, ask me any questions. A lot of people be wanting to know, why do I air my videos? You know, why do I post my videos on social media as if it's for likes or follows, which I give a damn about. Give a damn about no follows and no likes. I post those videos for those parents who are struggling with their children and too afraid or too embarrassed to seek help or to call someone for help because they feel that no one can relate to their family situation. And because of those videos is why I've been able to potentially save over 2,500 children from being murdered on the streets or going to prison because of those videos. So that's why those videos are being posted, because people will comment and say, well, what, I like what you're doing, but why do you want to, humiliate him on social media? Listen, this ain't got nothing to do with humiliating him. I've never had a kid in my whole 10-year career, parent call me or child call me and say that they're being bullied because of my videos or they've been, humiliated. I've never had that one time. In fact, the kids that I check up on when we do follow-ups with these kids after months and years down the line, they all are doing exceedingly well. Very good kids, and the parents are so appreciative of our services. So for you people that just like to criticize for no reason, as opposed to just looking at the content and saying, you know what? Thank you, prison doctor. Thank you for, how's the child doing? I see you posted the video of the child. Can you tell us, is he doing better? See, maybe I would understand that. Yeah, Carl, I got a caller on. Hold on one second, Carl. I just want to make this little point here. I would understand a person saying, how is that child doing after your intervention? Right? I would understand that quicker than somebody just saying, why did you post a video to humiliate the child? You didn't even ask how the child was doing. Isn't that the most important thing? Because if you would have asked the question of how the child is doing, I would have told you the child is doing very well. And then maybe you wouldn't be so critical of why the video was posted. Maybe if you understood that I don't post it for likes or your follows, I care less for your likes or your follows. I do it for those parents who need help with their children so they can see that services like mine are out there. And that's why I've been able to help over 2,500 children from being murdered, which I think is a great thing, in my opinion. Thank you for that. Caller? Caller, are you there? Caller, can you hear me? Okay, go to the next caller. We have got to do better, and we have got to call each other out on our BS, particularly those who are in the social media or in the limelight or those that are in office. We have got to start calling them out on their BS and holding their behinds accountable for what they are not doing, what they promised to get into office. Then once they get into office, they fail to deliver, and we do nothing about it. They get into office based off of all these campaign speeches, and then once they get into office and they fail to deliver on what they promised the people, then there should be a consequence to that person. Thank you, ma'am. I see you on my live. How can I help you? Go ahead, ma'am, with your question. I see you. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Hi, how can I help you? What's your question to the prison doctor?
Okay, I have two grandchildren that we have, I don't want to say custody of, but guardianship of. And I'm wondering if they're 3 and 4, and I'm wondering everything that they've gone through over the last year. My granddaughter 4 has a very bad anger problem and doesn't listen. And my grandson, 3, I think we're thinking he has some kind of autism and he doesn't talk very well. We're just at a loss on what to do.
Well, ma'am, when it comes to 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, I give a lot of that to the parents. You know, anytime you're dealing with a child that young, ma'am, you know, there's resources, and I strongly believe that parents, you know, should have that capability to deal with a 3 or 4-year-old, ma'am. If they have autism or they have a mental health disorder, then at that point, you know, you have to seek out the appropriate medical health people to be able to diagnose that child properly, to know one way or another. But I'm not a fan, quite frankly, of medication, of doping our kids up. Like a lot of kids today are being diagnosed with ADHD and ODD and OCD and all these different DDs. And, you know, sometimes parents are, you know, they're feeding their kids medication all the time. In some instances, I understand it. You know, I get it. But oftentimes in a lot of these house calls I go in, man, where these kids have mental health disorders, supposedly, they understand right from wrong very well. And they don't really need medication, the ones that I deal with. Now, there are some children, let me make that clear. There are some children who are schizophrenic, you know, that have very severe mental health disorders where they may need something. I'm not going to say what that something is, whether it's a pill or a belt or Jesus. I'm not saying what it is, but there are some kids that need something. I'm just saying in most of the house calls that I do, ma'am, where people were saying that these kids couldn't be helped unless they got medicated, or, you know, that's not been my case. I've helped a lot of kids that were said to have mental health disorders, and these kids are doing very fine today. And this has been months and years later as I've been doing these kind of calls. So for a 3 or 4-year-old, ma'am, I would simply say, you know, you use your best discretion as a parent. If you can't do it, or you really don't know, you know, how to address that your child's issues at 3 or 4 years old, then seek out a professional in a medical practice maybe, and get a different opinion. You know, I just don't really like giving too much advice when it comes to a 3 or 4-year-old, ma'am, because they're still babies. You know what I mean? Their brains hasn't even fully developed. So, you know, I believe in you. Let me just say that. I believe that you have the ability to figure out what that child needs. What if that child has a mental health disorder thing going on? I believe that in you, that you have the power to figure those things out and make the right decision. But for me as a mentor, it's very difficult to give some advice for a 3 or 4-year-old in that regard, dealing with mental health. Does that kind of help?
Do you think what they have gone through with their parents before we got them in October, do you think what they went through with them could be causing a lot of their issues?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. You know, but I'm very slow to give advice out when I don't have a full picture of what's going on in that child's life. You know, so you know, people are quick to do that. Everybody wants to give advice. Everybody wants to sound like they're a scholar, or they know every damn thing. Well, you know, until I know the dynamic, what the child's behavior is like daily, what the grades are like, if they've been violent, if there's a father there, if they've been molested, you know, I don't really like to give advice on children that young unless I have a full understanding, a briefing of exactly everything that child has been through. Then I can better accurately give you proper advice, as opposed to just coming on here and just saying some garbage that I really don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Does that make sense?
Right. It does. Absolutely.
Thank you for your call, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. All right, you too, ma'am. Do we got time for one more call, or do we got to end it?
I think you should just talk with the rest of them.
Okay. Well, all right, guys. So this has been close to an hour that you guys been on here with me, and I thank you so very much. Again, know that I'm out here fighting for your children every day, and I will not let nothing stop me. Money, power, prestige, negative comments, that stuff don't faze me at all. You know, none of that stuff. Stop it. You know, real funny story. A guy threatened me one time on social media, right? Send me a DM. He says, man, I'm going to beat your ass. I wish you would yell at me like you yell at those kids. You know, I'll beat your ass. Yeah, I'll put 2 in you. All these. I did a little research on the guy. He lives in Germany. Right? So we got a lot of these keyboard computer gangsters that say stuff. And half the messages I don't read. I have a staff, and they actually read those messages. I rarely see those things. But when I do, I be wanting to say so bad, sir, bring your ass over here to the United States of America. I mean, you know where I'm at. It ain't hard to find me. I come to people's houses. So I just want to tell that story. I hope it didn't throw you. But listen, my team is telling me I got to get off. Thank you so much for tuning in to my live. I love all my supporters. I love you all.